And beginning with that tragic overnight news we're hearing out of Sheboygan Falls, just getting confirmation one child has died in a house fire. Two other children are at Children's Hospital in Milwaukee.
Yeah, this call came in around 9 last night. Firefighters called to a house in the 500 block of Western Avenue for a report of smoke coming out of the windows. Kristyn Allen joining us live now from the scene in Sheboygan Falls.
The fire happened in this house here behind me. As you can see, we're being kept back quite a distance. There's police tape surrounding this immediate area. The 4 children who were home at the time of the fire were ages 11 and under, and we're just learning from the Sheboygan Falls Fire Department that one of those children has died. 2 others are at Children's Hospital in Milwaukee, and 1 more child was able to get out safely. The child who was able to escape from the fire told firefighters there were 3 more children inside. Fire crews found them and they were immediately taken to St. Nicholas Hospital in Sheboygan and then later taken to Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. Officials tell us the parents were not home at the time of the fire.
The information we have are the parents returned here very shortly thereafter the situation developed, and we are in contact with them. Our hearts and our prayers and thoughts are with them and their family.
The Red Cross is with the family at the hospital, assisting them this morning. Reporting live in Sheboygan Falls, Kristyn Allen, Action 2 News.
New overnight, a driver crashes into a home near downtown Green Bay after speeding away when police tried to pull him over.
And 1 person went to the hospital, and police are still looking for that suspect right now. Kristyn Allen joining us live along Ashland Avenue, where the crash ended with what happened.
That speeding car crashed into this house here behind me on the 300 block of North Ashland Avenue. Take a look and you can see all of the damage here. You can see the hole where the car crashed into the porch here. The fence has been knocked down in some areas. You can see just all the debris laying in the front yard that belongs to this house here. This incident, though, it all started in Ashwaubenon. Green Bay police say that Ashwaubenon Public Safety was trying to stop a car in the village that was traveling very fast. Then, for reasons unclear, stopped pursuing the car at Ashland Avenue and Mason Street. Right at that time, a Green Bay police officer just happened to be pulling out on Dousman Street and saw that car still driving very fast. The officer, though, wasn't aware that Ashwaubenon had previously tried to stop the car. The speeding car ran a flashing red light and was hit then by another car.
That vehicle was going westbound on Dousman, had the flashing yellow, and hit our suspect vehicle, which caused the suspect vehicle to lose control. Actually hit a tree, took out a street sign, and then hit the front porch of that lady's house.
The driver of the car that crashed into this house here ran off. It's unclear why Ashwaubenon Public Safety was trying to stop him in the first place. Green Bay police, though, are still looking for him, and based on the vehicle registration, they believe they know who it is and think that he may even live in this area. They say when they find him, he will be facing several charges. The other car was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Reporting live in Green Bay, Kristyn Allen, Action 2 News.
But first, want to get to some breaking news.
Crews from several towns are dealing with a fire in downtown Clintonville right now. Kristyn Allen is live there with what's happening.
The fire started in a 2-story building with a China King restaurant on the lower level and an apartment unit on the upper level. And a family of 5 in that apartment unit managed to escape the fire before crews arrived. I'm going to have you take a look behind me here, and you can see there is still a little bit of smoke coming out of that building. Now, last time we were on with you guys, they still had the ladder up and they were spraying water on the fire. Now you can see they've lowered that ladder and they appear to be looking in the window that is knocked out in that second unit apartment level there where that family lived. Firefighters have also been going in and out of the building, going inside. I'm trying to figure out exactly what started this fire. The crews do have the fire contained. They have been working on some hot spots throughout the morning. The Clintonville fire chief says, though, that the roof is mostly collapsed and this building is likely destroyed. Now, initially, when crews arrived this morning, they did try to go inside to fight the fire.
From what we had, in the most part, the fire was pretty much on the second floor, but because of how the design of the building is, there was some flames on the lower portion in the back, so it's like a 1-story, 2-story type building. So we tried to make the attack coming through the front here in the stairwell to make it up the stairs to the apartment complex up there, and we're not able to do so.
Fire crews were able to keep the fire from spreading into the adjoining buildings on either side of the building, but as of right now, they don't know where the fire started inside the building or how. The Clintonville Fire Department, though, has contacted the state fire marshal to assist in the investigation. Reporting live in Clintonville, Kristyn Allen, Action 2 News.
A lot you need to know this morning before you head to the polls.
Right, and polls are set to open less than 30 minutes now in our area. Thousands of people across the area expected to get out and vote today. Let's check in now. Kristyn Allen's live in Alloway this morning with a preview.
Hey, good morning. You're right. That clock is ticking, and we are inside the Alloway Municipal Center this morning. Take a peek here behind me. You can see a handful of voters have started to show up. I spoke with a couple of them. They say they just want to get here and skip the lines before they head to work this morning. They are going to be making their way to these polls, though, right over here behind me. The Brown County Clerk says about 70% of voter turnout is expected here in the county today. That's about twice as much as a spring election. But before you head to the polls this morning, there are a couple of things you need to know. Keep in mind that you do need a voter ID in order to vote today. Now, if you're not registered to vote, you can do that today, but you should expect potentially long lines to do so at polling locations. Also today, there won't be any recasting ballots. If you participated in early voting or cast an absentee ballot, you cannot make any revisions and recast that ballot today. That deadline has passed. The Brown County Clerk says there has been some concern over election results being tampered with, but adds that it's something voters shouldn't worry about.
Here in Brown County, we have the top-of-the-line election equipment that secures the memory stick that holds any election information and locks down the actual tabulators themselves in a number of different ways that if anyone were to make an attempt to try and open the equipment, it would be readily viewable by anyone working at the polls.
And you can see some of the poll workers here behind me getting ready for the polls to open. Also, the Attorney General Office sends out what are called integrity teams to various locations throughout the state. They will be in Brown and Outagamie counties today, though the exact locations are not known. And what they do is make sure that voting laws are followed, and they also try to prevent anything like any sort of protests or other problems that may arise at the polls. Reporting live in Alloway, Kristyn Allen, Action 2 News.
It is Tuesday before Lent. That means Fat Tuesday, and in Pulaski, that means Punchki Day.
A lot of them, by the thousands. It's a busy morning at Smirava's Country Bakery.
Kristyn Allen there live this morning. What are your favorite spots?
Oh, it is one of my favorite spots. I say that. This is one of my favorites in training camp. Those are my favorite live shots to do every year because of the great people. And if you take a look behind me, you can see just all of the people that are up here in front in the store at Smirava's Country Bakery. Look at this line that wraps around the store. Now, I'm joined by my good friend Connor that I just met about 5 minutes ago. And Connor has never had a punchki before, not ever. So tell me a little bit about, what are you expecting today?
I'm expecting really good flavor. I've heard a lot about this shop and everything, so that's what I was really expecting. I've heard great things about it, great filling, great sugar, great everything.
Great sugar. Who did you hear about this from?
Well, pretty much everybody in Pulaski. They're always talking about this place in Pulaski, and they're saying it's really, really good, so I had to come try some.
Well, lucky for you, I have a good friend named Greg Smirava who owns this place, and he just gave me a strawberry punchki so that you can try your first punchki ever on the air for us and tell us how it tastes. Did you get some of that filling?
That's really good. That is really good.
Is it better than just a jelly donut?
Yes,
it
way
is.
better.
Now what are you going to have more than one today?
I'm hoping so.
You're hoping?
Hoping.
What other flavors do you want to try?
Peanut butter, probably some chocolate, probably another strawberry.
Wow, your dad's in line over there. He is going to have a sugar high kid today. Your teachers, you're going to Hobart Middle School after this. They better watch out. Well, I'm so glad you got to try your first punchki on the air for us today. They're going to be open until about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, so make sure you come down and get your punchkis before Connor takes off with them all. Reporting live in Pulaski, Kristyn Allen, Action 2 News.
Big score for Connor. He's on TV, gets his first punchki. He just keeps eating. Love it.
That was precious. And he's going at that thing. That's not going to last long. Enjoy, Connor. I can tell you that.
Thank you for just making our morning.
That was
good.
That was fun.